So today I want to take a look at a couple more plays from the strong flex twins formation. Now, first play I want to look at is curl flat. This is a really good uh, passing play from this formation. Now the way I like to set this up is I like to streak X and put the tight end and the slot receiver on drag routes. Set this play up. You notice that the first read is pretty much going to be the fullback going over the middle of the field on the angle route. This is a really good zone beater, and man-to-man, once it cuts inside, if you use the dual A3 package, you get a faster guy than the fullback. It should get good separation. As is here, we got about 10 yards. Now if you look at this play against man coverage, your reads are going to be pretty much first the running back or the fullback angle, and then we're going to look at the drag routes, possibly hit the streak if the D doesn't defend deep well. So right here we got hit as soon as we threw the ball, but you notice how the drags definitely get open against man coverage. So let's take a look at that one more time. And this time we made a good throw, and the result was a nice gain of about 10 to 12 yards. Now, the adjustment we made here was, since they were bringing heat from the right, we just blocked the running back to the right, which picked up the guy, Urlacher, coming right up the middle. And this allowed us to hit the tight end in stride, and actually now we got about 14 yards, so it's even better. Now, this is definitely the best passing play from this formation, go along with the two runs I showed you last week. But there actually is another really good play in this formation, and it is the play action fullback flat. Now definitely if you use this, you really need to use the dual HB package, because we want to get fast players in here for sure. Especially when we're talking about hitting a fullback in the flat, possibly it's very important to have fast players. So take a look. What we're pretty much going to do here is we're going to go ahead smart route A and a streak B, and that's really all we're going to do to this play. Now your first read is always the fullback in the flats. If this is man coverage, this is going to be really hard to defend, because most of the time you'll see here the furthermost right outside right player is going to be manned up on the tight end. Unless he's blitzing, then probably safe he's going to be manned up on him. As you see here, it was just that. So the linebacker had to come over for the flats, and if you have a fast running back at the fullback position, this should be a matchup you win 99% of the time. Get him here. Now, if you take a look at this against zone coverage, actually a lot of the times the fullback will still be open in the flat, even if the flats are being covered. Like if you just look at it as a cover 3, for example, do the same setup. A lot of times he'll be open because this tight end route is basically like a modified slant out. It generally takes the flat defender and kind of freezes him for a second. Now he still covers the flats, but you can see when the flat defender kind of just freezes there, how we're open here in the flats for an easy pass. Now, if we waited a split second longer, we could have waited for the tight end to get a little more open near the sideline and hit him, but we wanted to take the guaranteed yardage, which at this point was definitely the fullback in the flat. Here we got about 10 yards. Alright, now the last play we want to break down from this formation is the HB off tackle. I didn't break it down last week because I feel like the other two runs were a better combo, but this one in itself, it can be very effective, and it can be used against man or zone. So here is just the basic run set up from the 3-4. Like I said, the 3-4 is very hard to stop the run, so you got to do a lot of different things. Here, we basically just read where our blocking was and hit this run right up the middle. You take a look at it again here. They tried to use the cover 3 setup, pinch the line, blitz it to inside backers, and they they basically got walled off pretty easily, and we just followed our block. Sometimes they'll break outside the tight end. Sometimes you break it up the middle, just as we did here, for a nice gain on the play. So that's another 3 plays from the strong Twins flex to round out with 2 runs we showed last week. Again, St. Louis playbook. It's a very, very effective yet underutilized formation. And the reason why I like it is you can easily read the D because they got to show what you're doing since it's a unbalanced formation. We got the tight end on the right, clears out the side. If it's man coverage, if it's zone, it's very obvious as well.